Hello, Brick Sculptors, welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and it is time to show off all your amazing entries for the Summer Challenge, Small Business Summer Fun. That's right, we have so many amazing entries here, and we have lots of categories. I will have to move quickly because I need to get through everyone's, although I'd love to talk more about these. We have to get through lots of entries here, and of course, allow you guys to vote. So a couple things before we get started here. I do apologize. I am filming this during a pretty gnarly thunderstorm. So if you're hearing some rumbling in the background, I apologize. That is the thunder, but it'll give a nice little ambiance to the video, so I'm not too worried about it. The other thing, if you are planning to vote in this challenge, everyone is welcome to vote, but a couple of rules. Number one, if you're going to vote, make sure you watch all of the entries so that we're not leaving anybody out and that everyone has a fair chance. You don't have to vote in every category if you don't want, but you do need to watch all the entries if you are going to vote. And number two, let's keep it to one vote per person, and that is one vote per category per person. So you can vote in every category, but just one vote. Don't put in multiple votes. I will find you and I will kick your votes out. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started and look at some of these amazing builds. First, we have our categories. Our categories are micro build, bait shop, bike shop, boat shop, outside the box, and juniors. First off, we have the micro build. This micro build here is from Elijah. This is a bike shop, a couple of stories on it. I love all the micro details in there. The way he made that bicycle down there on the main floor is just fantastic. I thought about this in the challenge that the hardest thing is going to be trying to make a micro bicycle. But it looks like he did a pretty good stab at it there, and I'm pretty impressed how that came out. Up next, we have Lego Liesel with another micro bike shop. A different take there on how to make a micro bicycle. Pretty creative there. We got some micro minifigs in there. And yeah, lots going on there in that bike shop. Nice job, Lego Liesel. And Luca Herman, as always. Great job, Luca. Very impressive build there. I particularly love how you did the floor. If I'm not mistaken, that looks like a whole bunch of Lego bar pieces arranged in a floor pattern. Maybe I'm wrong about that. And those bicycles are pretty cool there on the wall. Nice job, Luca. Here we have Pierce with the micro boat shop. And super impressive. I like the water there. I like the crane holding the bike. I like the crane holding the boat up. Very nice detailing. Nice job, Pierce. And PRK with another Lego boat shop, micro boat shop, and great detail there. The water is super cool with those cheese slopes on their side. Very well done, and the little micro boats are just fantastic. And T with another micro bike shop. I absolutely love those micro bicycles. Very creative, very well done. And now we're on to our bait shops. Bait shop was the most popular category and have a ton of amazing entries here. First up, we have Brainiac 42 with a very busy bait shop there. So much stuff packed in there. I love all the details. Looks like this guy's been hoarding stuff for years and trying to sell his junk out of his shop here. I particularly love the roof there. He used that net technique, which I've seen before, but I don't know that I've seen it used in that fashion there for a roof. So very, very, very nicely done. Here we have, I don't know if this is C. Lewis or Cluis. If it's Cluis, I've never heard of that name before. But either way, nicely done here. I believe that they had said that this was a partial build and did not get a chance to finish it. But nonetheless, the stuff that is done looks really nice. And I like the fish scale there. You got the fisherman cleaning fish there on that fish table and scale. So pretty cool. Nice job, Cluis. And we have Daddy Always Loses with the Hobbit build. Daddy Always Loses had mentioned that you might go outside the box with this, but felt that it fit better just in the traditional category because of the size. So here is the Hobbit bait shop from Daddy Always Loses. And here we have Gerald Slaughter. Gerald is a regular to these competitions. Thank you for all your participation. And a fantastic bait shop. I love kind of the outdoor element to it, having that overhang, small bait shop in there, and some fantastic details. I love that tackle box down in front. Nice job, Gerald. Ginger Cookie. Ginger Cookie with this nice little bait shop. I love the brick detailing there, the walkways. Really nicely done. Lots of cool stuff packed in there. Here we have Glenn with Logan's Bait. Love the interior on this. Lots of small details on there. I love the hatch up to the roof. Pretty cool. Nicely done, Glenn. Lego Man 1985. Super cool. Lots of detail in there. I love all the stuff. I love the giant fishing pole on the front and the fish on the front of the building. Nicely done, Lego Man. Loki Lego Stir. I love the colors in there. So many different colors, lots of different elements, just a whole bunch of things slapped together to make a very detailed build. That docker on the outside is super cool. Like the ropes, the bird nest up on top of the sign there. Very, very nicely done, Loki Lego Stir. And here we have Matt G with this nice little bait shop up on stilts. Lots of cool details packed in there. I like the crab on the front of the building, and that palm tree is super cool there with the coconut hanging down. Nice job, Matt. Millig 11, very detailed little bait shop there. I like the roof on that, and all those signs on the side are pretty cool. Lots of nice little details down on the inside. Nice job, Millig 11. And here we have Scott MC with this bait shop kind of up on a pier there. I absolutely love the use of the broken pieces for the railing there on the stairs. Super cool, very creative. The whole thing has this kind of finished look, but has a lot of pieces that look like they are kind of out of sorts, just as that it's kind of rough and weathered, and just adds so much to the detail of the build. Nice job. And this build is by someone, and someone made this really cool bait shop. It looks like the owner is a pirate, or at least aspires to be one. He's got various tools and fish there behind the counter. Nice little details on there. Nice job, someone. And from Speakeasy Tabitha, we have Frog's Bait. And this is super cool. I love the mini frog up top, catching the bug there with its tongue. Very nice interior details. A lot going on in this build. The boat's down below. Very nice job, Speakeasy Tabitha. And here we have 10K Gaming with another bait shop up on stilts. Love the interior details. That tank full of fish is pretty cool. And looks like she is going to do some fishing with dynamite. I know it's been done before. Don't know if they got it from a bait shop though, but super creative either way. So nice job, 10K. Here we have Tatum with this excellent little bait shop. Nice interior there, lots of cool stuff going on. I like the bike out in front and the rat with the garbage can. Nice job, Tatum. Wizard of Az. That name might be a little suspect. Anyway, cool details here up on this little pier bait shop. I absolutely love the use of that piece for the fish scale that the guy is holding. Super creative. And of course, you've got the fisherman in there with the giant bobber. Fishing for whales, it looks like. But nice job there, Wizard of Az. And last but not least, we have Word of Mouse with this incredible little bait shop there. I love the guy hanging from the crane on accident, the vending machine out in front there, and the guy fishing off the pier. Super creative, lots of awesome details in there. Nice job, Word of Mouse. All right, and moving on to our bike shops. We have a decent amount of bike shops here to show as well, and some fantastic creations, so let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we have Ashley with this bike shop here, the amazing little interior. Not totally sure if those bikes are Lego. I don't think I've ever seen them in those metallic colors, but we'll let it slide for this one. I don't think it was intentional. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But super cool. I love the color usage on the outside. Nice details there, Ashley. Next up, we have Brainiac 42. I love that inside venting. That's a super cool way to do air ducts. And all the bikes hanging up, all the details packed inside there, and all that is going on outside. Lots of amazing details thrown into this build. Nice job. And here we have Danny with a very busy, messy bike shop. And working in a bike shop, I can tell you, this is pretty accurate. Yeah, having water everywhere, having chaos, some dudes delivering a bunch of boxes right in the middle of a busy day. That's incredibly accurate to how a typical day goes in the bike shop. So very nicely done, Danny, and I love the build. Next we have Finn the Lego Clone. And Finn, this bike shop looks amazing. I love the roof on there. That's very typical of a small business like this, to have kind of that sheet metal angled roof. I like the big windows, the details inside. Super cool, and it looks like your city behind there is just awesome. I'd love to see more pictures of that. Thank you for your submission, Finn. Next up, we have Friendly Brick Cave. And this is an excellent build. I love the details. I love how the awning is held up there by those kind of struts, and all the awesome interior details. That angled wall is super cool. Very nicely done. Friendly brick cave. Here we have Gerald Slaughter's bike shop. 2 stories there, lots of details packed inside. I love the bikes in pieces there. And I like the guys loading the bikes in the truck there and on top of that car. Super cool. I love seeing those storage solutions, hauling bikes like that. Nicely done. And here we have Jesper with this amazing 2-story building. I love the stairs on this and kind of that tapered, scalloped look where the stairway is on the front of the building. So many cool details inside. I love all the bikes up on the walls. Looks really cool. And yeah, definitely got a lot of detail crammed in there. Nice job, Jesper. And here we have Linus. And Linus has this amazing 2-story bike shop. And I love that they're building and fixing the bikes up on the roof. Super cool. Even got a little apartment in there. Looks like this person lives above their business, so that's super cool. Those windows downstairs have some nice detail on them. And the brick-built Word of Bikes looks really cool. So nice job, Linus. Here we have PRK with another 2-story bike shop. That brick-built lettering on the ground there for the bike lane is very creative. The pipes in the front look super cool, and so many cool details inside there. Nice job, PRK. Here's Scott MC, and also with some really creative brick-built lettering to make Wheels Bike Shop. I love that plant being uprooted as well. Really creative how they did that. Nice job, Scott. And again, we have Someone, and Someone with a very busy bike shop. A lot going on there. Looks more like a sports way. It's a sports store, so lots of different items in there, not just bicycles. And people all over the outside. Nice job, Someone. Here we have Trucette Kincaid. I probably messed that one up royally, but a very cool, detailed bike shop. I like the tools in there, all the things on the wall. Really, really well done. And that racing wheelchair in there, very creative. I did not think to get one of those for this. I don't own that piece, but yeah, lots of cool stuff. Nice job, Trucette. All right, and now it's time for boat shops. First up in the boat shops, we have Daddy Always Loses with another Hobbit build. These two actually do go together, and he did submit some pictures of them together, but unfortunately for the challenge, we have to make them separate for the size rulings. That's the main reason this didn't go in outside the box, because we want to show both of them. And the bait shop size is 16 by 16. The bike shop and boat shop can be up to 16 by 32. Here is the Hobbit build from Daddy Always Loses. Super creative. I love the tree on there. Very nicely done. And Dylan A with this beachside boat shop. The railings on that building are absolutely fantastic. Really creative use of pieces. The brick-built words up top, really cool. And using those skis for signs, very creative. Nicely done, Dylan. Gerald Slaughter with another amazing build. I love the details on that sign, that little mini raft up there. Super cool. The shingles and the siding on this building, very well done. Nice job, Gerald. Another amazing boat shop here by Jesper. I like how many boats are crammed into this small space. All these kayaks. Looks like we got rentals going on. Very nice details. Nicely done, Jesper. And here we have Boat Rental at the Marina by Julie. Lots of cool detail there. I like the water. I like all the storytelling down in there with the canoe and the people up there on shore. Very nicely done, Julie. And here we have Snipers with another very nicely detailed boat shop on the water. Very cool. I love that roof on that building. Really nicely done. And Parker Watkins with these nice large windows on this really detailed boat shop. Nice job, Parker. And here we have Sneagle. I'm probably really ruining that name, and I'm sorry. But a very attractive little boat shop there. Looks like most of their business is done outdoors, which is super cool. Yeah, lots of cool details packed in there. Nice job, Sneagle. Next up, we have Outside the Box. This is where we're going to start to get a little different with our builds and show off some more creative interpretations on these things. Now this build was a partial build from allocation, but I did say I would submit partial builds. He was going to do Floki's Boat Shop from the show Vikings, a show I have watched and think is quite excellent. This was a partial build of a boat from Floki. So a very cool design. It is a studio design and it is an incomplete, but definitely thank you for sharing this design with us. Next we have Biodium Bricks with this alien build. And I believe this is an alien bike shop. They've got these little vehicles here that they're pedaling. Looks like they're doing some mining perhaps. But lots of awesome details in there. And the colors in this are just fantastic. Nicely done, Biodium Bricks. Here we have the steampunk build from Brick Fables with Mills monocycles. I've never been much into steampunk, but I gotta admit, it is growing on me. Super creative and just a different way to put a different spin on things. I love those monocycle builds. Excellent, excellent job. Up next we have Florian, and Florian did a build with these crab people in a previous challenge. I think it was the spring challenge, and they are back. These little crab aliens with this underground bike shop. I love all the little Easter eggs and hidden things in there. Very well done. This is super creative. Nice job, Florian. Next up is Long Penguin with the underwater bait shop. And in seeing this, all I could think is like SpongeBob. And just the colors and the kind of animated feel. This is super, super cool. Nicely done, Long Penguin. Next up we have P. Bricky, and P. Bricky did a little different spin. Had a little story behind this one where it is a bait shop but in reverse, where you have sharks baiting humans with hot dogs kept on surfboards. So kind of a little different play on the theme there. I like it. These sharks just waiting to eat this fisherman here, unsuspecting of the floating hot dog. So nice job, P. Bricky. I love the creativity in that. And Rusty Dusty here with the Pirate Boat Shop. Super creative detailing in that building. I love the crane as well. Really nicely done. Nice job, Rusty Dusty. And here we have Squirrel Loot with the Speeder Bike Shop from Star Wars. I'm always surprised I don't see as many Star Wars builds in my challenges as I would expect, because it's an incredibly popular theme in LEGO, as I'm sure you all know. And this was a great way to interpret a bike shop by using the LEGO theme. So very nicely done, Squirrel Loot. I absolutely love the build. And we have Tyler here, who took a very different spin, where you have a bike shop and a bait shop on a boat. So very cool. I like the usage of the kind of play on words there, spinning all the things together to make something super cool. Nicely done there, Tyler. And last but of course not least, we have our juniors. And first up for our juniors, we have Connor, age 12. And Connor, that gigantic bicycle is awesome. I don't know how you came up with that. That is far beyond what I could come up with on my own. But that is super cool on top of that building. And down in the bike shop there, you got some, looks like dirt bikes and bicycles. But let's be honest, that brick-built giant bike is just so, so cool. Nice job, Connor. And next up we have Kai S., age 11, with a very busy-looking boat shop. Lots of people in there, lots going on. You got lots of cool details, boats, oars, ropes, life jackets, all there inside the boat shop. And then I've got some water outside. Really nicely detailed build. Nice job, Kai. And here's Leela, age 7, with her bike shop. Lots of cool things going on there. A couple of stories. I like that big bowed window there with the service department in the back. And all the action storytelling going on there. Nice job, Leela. Next up, we have Lightbolt Link, age 11, with Spitz Bike Shop. And I do have to apologize. I'm not up with a lot of more pop culture-y stuff. I don't know who Spitz is, but nonetheless, this build is super cool. I like the neon green in there. I like that little character. I'm assuming that's Spitz, and I like his selection of cycles. Nice job, Lightbolt. And here we have Michael, age 14, with Ed's Bait Shop, and just so much cool storytelling there. You got a dude who's being robbed by a crab of some hot dogs. Super cool. A little fisherman outside there. Lots of awesome details inside. Nice job, Michael. This looks absolutely amazing. And one of our regulars here, we have Susan, age 10, although I'm told that she has a birthday coming up, so happy birthday, Susan. Next challenge, I'm going to have that number changed to 11. But we have a super creative bait shop here with, looks like we have bait for all kinds of critters. We got lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Even a horse that didn't fare so well down there in the bottom area. But might be because of that shark there. But anyway, nice job, Susan. As always, I always love seeing what you come up with. And thank you for participating in so many amazing challenges. All right, so that wraps it up. Here's our categories here again: micro, bait, bike, boat, outside the box, and junior. And on the side here, I have a couple of sample votes. I'm going to give you 2 days to vote. So you have all day today and all day tomorrow. And this is how I want you to vote. So these are just a couple of samples. As long as it's clear to me how you're trying to vote, it doesn't have to look exactly like this, but just make sure it's clear and concise. I do want you to make sure that if you're going to vote, that you watched all of the entries to make it fair to everybody who submitted an entry. And I will be taking votes for the next couple days, and then I will be tallying them, and then I will have a results video shortly. So thank you so much to everybody who participated in this. Voting will end on the 20th at midnight Central Standard Time. Good luck to you all, and thank you so much for all your creativity. This is what makes this channel and these challenges so special, is the amount of work you guys put in, and I love seeing all the ideas. I love what you guys come up with. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That's all I have for this time. Get your votes in, and we will see you next time.